Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today we are going to solve the next question from cracking the coding interview, that is palindrome permutation. Let's understand what the question really asking. So, given a string yes, we have to return true if a permutation of a string is a palindrome. So, what does palindrome means? Palindrome is a word that reads the same forward and backward. Permutation is just a rearrangement, right? So, what the question really asking us to do is we have to find a permutation of string yes, okay, which is a palindrome. But do we really have to find all the permutations of a string? Yes. Is it necessary? Or do we need to check whether is it possible for a permutation of string yes can be a palindrome? We just have to verify it, right? That's what the question is asking us to do. So let's take an example. CA or E or AC. The third example, right? So we have to check whether a permutation of this string can be a palindrome. How do we verify it? So first let's check whether this, let's take a permutation which is palindromic. That is what? Race car, right? Race car is a permutation of string yes, which is palindrome. Okay. So what is the intuition behind it? Like how can we approach this problem? Let me let me just understand the frequency of the characters present in this given string. So let me take the string, the same example, and let me just count the frequency of each unique characters in the string. Let's take C. What is the frequency of C here? It's like 2, right? I'm just cancelling out. And what is the frequency of A? Again, 2. And what is the frequency of R? It's again 2. What is the frequency of E? It's 1, right? So what can we conclude here? Like by observing this frequency map, a string can be called as a palindrome if it contains at most one character with odd frequency and the remaining characters with even frequency, right? The character with the odd frequency be at the middle, or the string should never contain a odd frequency. In the both case, we can get a palindromic string, right? So let's understand our solution. Let's take an integer array of size 26 as the given constraint is the string contains only lowercase in English alphabets. So let me take an example, race car. And what we are going to do is we are going to iterate through each and every character in the given string and update its corresponding count or frequency in the frequency array, right? So what is the frequency array of this example would be? It would be, right? Let me just take the array, and this would be the frequency of A, C, E, and then R, right? So what is the frequency? Like what is the first character here? It's R, right? So initially the count will be 0 for every character, and we are going to update the count correspondingly. The first character is R, so I'm going to update the count as 1. And the second character is A, and I'm going to update the count as 1 here. And the third character is C, and I'm going to update the count as 1. And the fourth character is E, I'm going to update this count as 1. And then again, we are visiting the character C. The updated count is 1, right? So here the count will be 2 now. And then the next character is A, and its frequency is 2. And the next final character is R. Its frequency is also 2. So the final frequency array's value will be 2 comma 2 comma 1 comma 2. So after constructing this frequency array, now we'll iterate through this frequency array and verify that it contains at most one odd frequency character and remaining everything as an even frequency character. So nothing like this is a even frequency, right? Yeah, it is a even frequency. Yes, we have got one odd frequency. Let me just like take a variable, maybe like what found odd. Initially, it will be like false, and if I for the first time while I'm getting a odd frequency, I'm going to update this variable as true, right? And then to the next frequency that is true. It's a even, right? And let's assume, okay, let's assume the frequency array contains another character with count to 3. Then what will happen? While checking this, our condition will fail, right? Like the 3 modulus 2 is not equal to 0, right? It will be 1, which is an odd, right? But we have already found a character with odd frequency as this found odd variable is true. So we'll just return false here. Otherwise, we are going to return true. So what is the time complexity of this solution? We are just iterating through the array twice, right? That is like 1 by 1. That is O of n plus O of n, right? We can just simplify it as O of n, where n is the size of the string. And the space complexity will be what? We are using an extra space, but it's a constant space, right? It's O of 26, which can be reduced to O of 1. Let's code the solution. We initialize a frequency array, right? Of size what? 26. And then another variable, right? A flag, which will be a Boolean type, that is found odd is equal to false. So first, what we are going to do is we are going to construct the frequency array. For that, I'm going to iterate to each and every character in the given string yes. That is char c to char array, and then the frequency of current character plus plus, right? That's all. After constructing the frequency array, we are going to just iterate through the frequency array, right? So for int I in frequency is modulus 2 is equal to 1, then if found odd is true, we are going to return false, because the string can contain at most one character with odd frequency, right? I'm going to return false here, and then found odd is equal to true, right? Okay, or else we are going to just return true here. That's all. Let me just run this code. Sorry, it's just a typo. Just missed the keyboard here. And let me just rerun it again. The sample test case have been passed. Just let me submit the code. It got accepted, right? This is the maximum, beats 100% of the submissions. And that's the solution for this question. Thanks for watching. Give it a like if it was helpful. Add a comment for any questions related to this question or related to programming, and give it a subscribe for more videos like this. Tata.